The last 4 months have been an endless nightmare for the United States economy. Businesses are closing at a pace we've never seen before in American history. Retail apocalypse has reached a completely new level that none of the experts expected before this pandemic, and we are in the midst of the biggest increase in unemployment that the United States has ever experienced. On Thursday, we learned that 1.3 million Americans have made new requests for unemployment money last week, and that number was over 1 million for 16 weeks in a row. Until now, everything had to be back to normal by not yet realized. Instead, we continue to see a tsunami of job losses that has never been seen in American history. When we look at the old summits for unemployment claims, they look almost ridiculous compared to what we are experiencing now. The highest prior weekly total for new unemployment claims was 695,000 in October 1982, according to Labor Department data. During the Great Recession, the country's last downturn, weekly claims peaked at 665,000 in March 2009. For those not old enough to remember, the recession in early 1980s and the recession between 2008 and 2009 were both really and painful. But of course, it was not such a thing. Sometimes it can be hard to believe that the numbers have gotten so bad. According to Wolf Richter, the number of allegations that have continued in the last week under all state and federal unemployment programs is the highest we have seen so far. The total number of people who continue to claim unemployment compensation in the week ended July the 4th under all state and federal unemployment insurance programs, including gig workers, jumped by 1.41 million people to 32.92 million, not seasonally adjusted. The Department of Labor reported this morning it was the highest and most gut-wrenching level ever. The number of people who continue to receive state unemployment insurance blue columns has been ticking down as more people got their jobs back than newly unemployed flooded the state unemployment systems. But the number of people claiming federal unemployment insurance, including gig workers under the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance (PUA) program, continues to surge red columns, which causes the total number of people claiming unemployment benefits under all programs to rise. To this point, the emergency measures Congress has implemented to help unemployed workers have certainly alleviated the pain of millions of people who lost their jobs. But many of these emergency measures are about to expire. Several benefits were developed in March to help ease the financial strains on Americans during the coronavirus pandemic. Those are set to come to an end before July the 31st, which could impact 20 million Americans, MarketWatch reports. The CARES Act, which was signed into law on March 27 by President Donald Trump, provided benefits like enhanced unemployment payments to supplement lost income from layoffs. It also includes a clause to delay evictions for 120 days. Of course, Congress may choose to expand some or all of the elements in the CARES Act, but that would mean borrowing and spending more giant mountains that we do not currently have. In the meantime, we see that businesses are absolutely surprisingly unsuccessful. According to the Washington Post, over 100,000 businesses closed their doors permanently during this epidemic, and Bloomberg published an article about 110 major companies that declared bankruptcy here in 2020. Retailers, airlines, restaurants, but also sports leagues, a cannabis company, and an archdiocese plagued by sex abuse allegations. These are some of the more than 110 companies that declared bankruptcy in the United States this year and blamed COVID-19 in part for their demise. Unfortunately, bankruptcy announcements continue to come. This week, we learned that Brooks Brothers has filed for bankruptcy protection. The coronavirus pandemic has now claimed one of the country's oldest and most prestigious retailers. Brooks Brothers, pioneer of the polo and uniform of the published prepster, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy court protection from creditors on Wednesday as it continues to search for a buyer. This pushed me very hard because I had Brooks Brothers shirts in my closet since I was young. They always made great products and I assumed they would always be around. Of course, other iconic retailers also fail. It may be easier to name large retailers that have been operating successfully a long time ago than trying to name a large number of large retailers going to their stomachs. Store closings are fast and furious these days, and it is unlikely to change anytime soon. Starbucks has announced that they will close 100 locations. Dunkin' Donuts has announced that they will close 450 locations, and Bed Bath & Beyond has increased the number of stores they will close to approximately 200. Bed Bath & Beyond announced Wednesday that it plans to close roughly 200 stores in the next 2 years. The retail chain, which also operates Bye Bye Baby, Christmas tree shops and Harmon Face Values, said it will be mainly closing Bed Bath & Beyond stores starting later this year. The announcement came as the company released its quarterly earnings report on Wednesday. If you're still not convinced that the retail industry is facing an unprecedented disaster, I think the list below will do the trick. Forbes watches major store closing announcements in 2020, and their lists have been shared recently by Zero Hedge. Forbes store closing list in 2020. Chuck E. Cheese, 54 US stores, bankruptcy. Destination Maternity, 90 stores, bankruptcy. GNC, 1,200 stores, bankruptcy. G. Crew, 54 stores, bankruptcy. JCPenney, GCP, 154 stores, bankruptcy. Kmart, 45 stores, bankruptcy. Model Sporting Goods, 153 stores, bankruptcy. Neiman Marcus Last Call, 20 stores, bankruptcy. Papyrus, 254 stores, bankruptcy. Pia One Imports PIR, 936 stores, bankruptcy. Sears, 51 stores, bankruptcy. Signet Jewelers SIG, 232 stores. State Stores, 738 stores, liquidating. Tuesday Morning, 230 stores, bankruptcy. AC Moore, 145 stores. AC Moore, 145 stores. Art One Furniture, 190 stores. AT&T, 250 stores. Bath and Body Works, 50 stores. Bed Bath and Beyond, 44 stores. Bloomingdale's, 1 store. Bose, 11 stores. Chico, 100 stores estimated. Children's Place, 200 stores. Christopher Banks, 30 or 40 stores. CVC's Pharmacy, 22 stores. Earth Fare, 50 stores. Express, 66 stores. Forever 21, 15 stores estimated. GameStop GME, 320 stores. Gap, 230 stores. Guess, 100 stores. Hallmark, 16 stores. Lord & Taylor, 30 or 40 stores.
Most of idea, comment, information, and criticism containing in these videos have been created by Daily News Report. Before making any important investment decision, use the information contained in these videos as a starting point for conducting your own research. If you make any investment or legal decision, it is advised to consult an expert before making this decision.